Morning, ladies and gentlemen. They say that victory is only vital in surgeries and war, and a government that prefers surgeries over war, they're bound to be doctors in the government and soldiers in the government as well. Thank you so much, Dr. Jitendra Singh Ji, who's Union Minister of State, Independent Charge, Development of Northeastern Region, MOS, PMO, and of course he has departments, Personnel, Public Grievances, Pension, Department of Atomic Energy, Space. He's also a specialist in diabetics, columnist, has written 8 books. Thank you so much for delivering this lecture, which is a great tradition with All India Radio and with our country to have Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel lecture. Thank you also to Jaiprakash Ji, Panda Ji, Rajiv Ji, Sharia Ji for conducting this. We have Mr. Sunil Arora here sitting with us. We have DGs of various media units. Eminent guests are here. Friends from the media are here. Young students who are here with us as well. 31st October is a Ekta Divas for the entire country. From 31st October to 5th of November, we will celebrate a National Unity Week in the memory of Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel. It's important to remember true icons, true leaders, not just to celebrate them, but also when you celebrate and remember such true leaders, you actually encourage more such people like that. And with the potential that India has, with the patriotism that is there in India, with the domination that India now has in the whole world, I'm sure when we remember people like Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, we will have many more people like him. There are few things about Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel that attract me. Of course, he was born in 1875, married pretty young. He had his share of troubles. He wanted to become a barrister. He accumulated money to become a barrister, but then gave it to his brother because his brother wanted to become a barrister first. That's quite unusual in families that go through tough times for a person to really sacrifice at that age. But he had his determination. He remembered his goal in his life, and he went on to become barrister. He went, studied in England, and he came back as a barrister. At a time when he came back, Mahatma Gandhi was already in our country. He'd come back from South Africa. And as a practicing barrister in Gujarat Club, Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel happened to hear the speech of Mahatma Gandhi. And that moved him. That perhaps inspired him to do something what Mahatma was doing. He waited for a couple of more years, and after another satyagraha that Mahatma Gandhi took, he then joined him. He gave up his Western clothing. He started wearing the dhoti and the khadis and joined Mahatma Gandhi in his endeavor to free India. Once he took on the political life, he took part in various satyagrahas. He became a councillor in Ahmedabad. Stayed on as a councillor for about 10 years. And perhaps at that time, he started the Swachhta Abhiyan in Ahmedabad. And he could actually be called as the father of all Swachhta Abhiyans. He himself took to the broom. He started from the Harijan Basti, from the Dalit colony there. And he did this repeatedly to set about an atmosphere of cleanliness. He stayed as a councillor for 10 years, like I said, became the president as well there. And then he got greater responsibilities. It was in one of the satyagrahas in Bardoli that he was named as Hamara Sardar by the Kisans who were there. And that upadhi, that stuck with him throughout his life, being called the Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel. Once he got the responsibility as in the elected government, he became the first deputy prime minister. He became the first home minister. And I can proudly say that he also became the first information broadcasting minister of the country.
Also DOPT. DOPT was part of Home Ministry at that time.
Yeah, he had the Department of DOPT as well with him. That's news to me. With all those responsibilities, I think there were two critical things that he did. One, when Kashmir was attacked in October 1947, he, along with Sardar Baldev Singh, who was then the Raksha Mantri, landed in Srinagar airport on the 4th of November. Now, that was the time when the tribal Pashtuns were nearly as close to Srinagar airport that the landings actually took place with great difficulty. He managed to land there in such an environment. He took a briefing from the brigadier who was posted there, Brigadier LP Sen, flew back to Delhi, organized the armed army, sent in reinforcements there, and to a very large extent managed to push back the militia that had come across from Pakistan. And he literally saved Kashmir. The point to highlight here is at that point of time, Prime Minister Nehru was also being briefed by one of the brigadiers in the army. And the Prime Minister felt the situation was normal. And so that's the catch there, that the Home Minister was able to understand the situation, was able to go to a war scenario himself, exposing himself to the dangers, assess the situation, what actually existed, take the field decisions that were important for the country, and send in the reinforcements in time to save Kashmir. Not just that, he also reconnected Srinagar with Jammu, with the telecommunications, telegraph that time, wireless, roads, connection of bridges. He also moved the Maharaja's family to Jammu and re-established Kashmir. His second most important, what he did for the country was 565 princely states. Unification of so many princely states is not an easy task. And at a time when you can imagine just one state can create a problem that exists till today, just imagine what 565 could have done. Just imagine about 100 Kashmirs in India. Or imagine independent states within the territory of India. And how much trouble can they cause? With coercion, with diplomacy, sometimes with police action. Within about a year to 2 years, he managed to unite all the 565 princely states. He also established the Indian Information System, Indian Information Service, which is till date serving the whole country. And for this entire task that he had done, for 30 years that he had served the country, surprisingly, there's no memorial for him in our country. Perhaps it's only this government that has come in and introduced all the great work that Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel had done for this country. And that is why we will remember him for this entire week from 31st October to 5th November, so that we not only just celebrate him, but we create many more Sardars in our country. Thank you so much.